Welcome to Chaotic Harmony. My name is John.
This is Crystal.
I'm Mark.
I'm Zoe.
We talk about the joys and the challenges of teaching music in the elementary school classroom. We share inspiration, we share struggles, we brainstorm solutions. We would love to have you join us. Sasha, welcome to the podcast, you guys. It's all girls today because the boys are not here, so there was a lady takeover.
Yay,
so,
girls.
Yay. So it's Zoe and Crystal, and we kept Lori. Hi, Lori. Yay.
Thanks for sticking around.
Once you get me, you can never get rid of me.
We can't. Happy to have you. And we have our friend Sasha here today.
Hello.
So excited.
It's so excited to interview Sasha. So Sasha somehow got suckered into joining our Orff Levels cohort. So that's how we know and love her. And I can't wait to hear your story, friend.
Okay.
So
I'm
Sasha,
excited.
Miss Stone, please tell us, what are your program notes? Tell us about you.
So I went to San Diego State University, and I graduated in 2016, which was 8 years after I started college. So I was kind of like Mark, where I took the long road. I went to community college and then transferred, and I was a music ed major, and my instrument is percussion, so that is a whole nother thing all in itself. And so from there, I got my credential at SDSU as well, and I currently work in San Marcos Unified School District at Richland Elementary School, and I teach preschool through 5th grade. Preschool is new this year.
Ooh, so fun.
Yes.
Oh,
and
they're so sweet.
Yes. And so before that, I absolutely wanted to be a high school band director, and
Well, you're a percussion girl. That makes sense.
it does.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know you love your marching band.
I do.
Sasha's like the marching band queen.
Yes, I taught marching band for all through college for 8 years before I even got my job, and thought that was my life. And I saw Debbie Burton. She came into our pedagogy class, or practicum
She is
class.
a San Diego elemental music hero. She has her master's in Kodai and is pretty incredible.
Absolutely inspirational.
Yes, so she came in and we did Bluebird, and my brain just like,
Did you have the felt bluebird?
yes.
Oh, so do I.
Yes. I made one at our chapter share last year, and it just sits on my wall.
Giving you good juju.
Yeah, so she came in, and I had no idea. There was no music in my elementary school besides band, and I had no idea that elementary music existed, or general music, or for any of that, until I saw that.
So you're a California girl,
Absolutely.
right?
I grew up in San Diego.
Through and through.
Born and bred.
There you go. So another one of us who was, born and raised in the soup down here, or lack thereof, of music. What did music look like for you as a kid?
So when I was 5 or 6, my parents argue about it. If I was 5 or 6, I started piano.
Okay.
Because I was struggling with math, and so my parents were like, "Oh, we heard that music and math go together. Let's start with piano." So I started taking piano lessons at, let's just say, 6.
Okay.
And I took it all the way through high school until I started college. And in 4th grade, I played flute in band, and then I broke my wrist on the monkey bars, and so they said that I could play right hand piano. So I played that in band until I got to middle school, and in middle school they said, we have too many flutes, so what do you want to play? And I said, okay, I'll play saxophone. So in 6th grade I played alto saxophone, and then in 7th grade they said, we have too many alto saxophones, do you want to play baritone saxophone, which, if you don't know, is a little bit smaller than me, probably the size of Zoe. So I was
accurate.
like, yeah, so I was like, let's do it. And that's kind of how this whole music thing started for me. My grandmother was actually an Orff teacher, which I didn't.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that until later in my life.
The plot thickens. Wait, like how much later? Like last year?
No.
Okay.
Probably when I was in college.
Interesting.
And she passed away, and we were going through her music stuff, and I mean, I should have realized. I just didn't realize that not all kids had metallophones at their grandparents' house and rhythm sticks to play with. I just, that's what I did when I was younger. And so I think it was always like bred in me. At
Yeah,
some
it's
point.
like in your
It's
soul.
genetics.
I'm also
It's the genetics
I'm
of
hung
all.
up on the monkey bar story. I imagine small Sasha like doing skips on the monkey bars. What led to the moment?
Okay, so I was standing on top of the slide. And
Already, on top.
Like, you know how some of them have that curved kind of
Yes.
like shield?
Yes.
I was on top of that.
Okay.
And I thought that I could jump from that and grab the monkey bars.
Where are the monkey bars in
didn't
relation?
go
Like
so
much
well,
lower.
did it?
Yeah, probably like 5 feet underneath.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was rough. And then it was, I think it was during PE or something. I don't know.
I knew there was something.
So in this case, the power of the visual didn't work so well.
No. This is why I was in music, to fix all that.
I saw James Bond do it. I thought I could do it.
You know, I was probably dared, and then, you know, you can't back down when you're in 4th grade.
You can't. You have a reputation to
Yes.
protect.
So I obviously instantly broke my wrist, and I looked down, and it's swollen, and the bone is not poking through the skin, but poking up.
Definitely going the wrong way.
Yeah, not in any way
Holy
the correct
crap.
way. And so,
Not good.
you know, the nurse comes and gets me or whoever, and they're like, it's not broken, it's just sprained.
You're like, I'm so sure.
Like, okay. That's why I have like this kind of like knobbly thing on my wrist here,
man.
I think. Is that,
Lasting scars.
Wow.
Does that answer your question, Zoe?
It does answer some, but now I'm totally distracted by the watch. Can you explain the watch?
Okay, so I have a watch that has the phases of the moon on it.
It's appropriate for today.
Yes.
So
It
it's
is
like
Friday the
an alert
13th,
'cause the
full moon day.
Full
comes up.
moon,
Yeah.
So if your children were awful today,
We
that would be
we
why.
know why.
No.
Yeah.
We all stand in solidarity with you if September 13th was a rough day, guys. We taught that day too.
We feel your pain.
We really do. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Thank you, Sasha, for
Thank
all
you,
the
Sasha.
explanations. Okay.
So you went to Sandy.
I need
oh,
that watch.
You know what? You can get it on Amazon.
Okay, I might look for it.
Yes.
So you went to San Diego State.
Yeah.
Were you a music ed major or percussion major?
Music ed.
Okay.
Music ed. Always
Did you
music
know
ed.
that you wanted to do music ed from the beginning?
Yes. So
Okay.
I went in as a music ed. It was kind of a blessing in disguise because I transferred. So
Okay.
I had all of my general education done, and I had taken classes at Palomar, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I think I knew I wanted to be a teacher in 3rd grade, and then because I was in marching band, at one of my first competitions, I remember just stepping off the bus and hearing the wall that is marching band, the sound of it.
Oh, so amazing.
And I was like, this is cool. I could do this. And I think that's kind of where I went from there. I think I was probably a sophomore in high school. I was probably 15. So that I always had that end goal of teaching music.
okay. Marching Aztecs.
I didn't do marching Aztecs.
No, you didn't?
No.
Oh.
So, but I did drum corps.
Okay.
So
Still cool.
Yeah. By the time I got to SDSU, I had just staged out of drum corps, which is 21 years old. You can only do it until you're 21. So I had just turned 21, and I was like, I don't want to do marching band anymore. I already did this for like 6 years of my life, and I still taught it. So I felt like I had my fix.
Yeah. Okay.
But I wish I had. I wish I had played like flute or something, like a secondary instrument in it, because the football team's fun. I'm sure it would be great to go to games. But
yeah. Hey, no judgment.
No.
That's
No
cool.
judgment.
None whatsoever. So how long have you been teaching?
This is my 3rd year as a classroom teacher, and I started coaching and doing private lessons at 18. So I guess it would be 10 years.
Okay.
But 3 years as a credential teacher.
Yeah, classroom credential teacher.
Yes. And I think I just got tenure.
So this is your 4th.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So this is like you're in your 4th year.
I'm in my 3rd year.
You're in your
But
3rd year. Okay.
Yes. So in my district, it's the third.
First day
of your
your
third year.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. I think it's the same in ours. Okay, cool. So tell me about, am I correct in saying that you are kind of in the same situation as us in Chula Vista up there in San Marcos, where you're kind of founding a program after an absence of music?
It's each site is different. So we have 12 elementary schools. We're a unified schools district, so it's K through 12 education, and this year is the first year we've had music at all 12 schools.
Okay.
Wow.
So I think it was 4 years ago, they started to roll it out as full-time teachers. Each site functioned differently. So at my school, there was an outside organization that came in and did theater for 3 months, music for 3 months, or maybe 6 weeks, however the trimesters worked, and then dance for that much time. And so my students got to go every other week, I believe, for 40 minutes. Now they see me once a week for 40 minutes.
Yay.
Before that, there was a full-time teacher, I think maybe 12 or 15 years before me. So it's been an off and on kind of parent-run thing, parent-funded through our parent organization. And then I am the first full-time teacher in probably 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, that's a big
That's
gap.
huge.
That is a big gap.
Huge.
You've had a few generations of kids roll through.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so my school district was inspired by Chula Vista. I know that our VAPA director, Matthew Armstrong, he worked closely with Lauren to develop this K through 12 education. And because we're unified, that is our big goal, is that every student from kindergarten through their senior year of high school can have a music education. And every elementary student I get to see in the school, which is really, really wonderful.
How many kids do you have?
That's what I was just going to ask.
Oh, sorry.
I
Did you do it?
see over 800 a week.
Okay.
Big number.
Yes.
Do you know all their names?
I would say I know 47% of them.
That's a lot of names.
That's about that.
Yeah.
My goal is to learn every kid's name. Kindergarten kills me though, because they're so small and they all just have similar things that I can't remember who's who.
Right?
But
I've got the hook with my kindergarten teachers. They send their kids with name tags.
I did that too.
yeah, so I put little name cards on the ground, and that's their seat. So when they come in, I have my 5 lines. That's my staff, but they also sit on top of it. And so I have little name cards. And so I like the idea of them having it clipped. I know Sandra does it too.
Put them on before they send them.
We have ours on
Makes my life
lanyards,
so
and it
much
drives me insane because they play with it.
Oh no, I just like, you stop playing or I'm going to take it away.
You're scarier than me though, Lori.
I know, I'm super scared.
Then you don't get a name. You have no name now.
So I tried some.
Nameless will be thy name.
I tried something last week with kindergarten, and now they won't forget it. So I said, if I forget your name, I will do 1 push-up. And so I'm like,
you're gonna be in really good shape by the end of the year.
Get swole.
You're gonna be like built.
I did probably, because then when I would like in the same class forget their name twice, I would double the whole batch.
Oh wow!
So I did probably 40 push-ups today, which is not great for my average.
I want to feel the guns.
You know,
she's built.
Kumagai's tone. Right? Like I gotta say, your tone.
Yeah, I do my push-ups.
Body by Orff.
I would need to do fewer push-ups in the classroom.
That's really good though, because I think it has them buying into you because you're buying into them.
They expect me to know, and they don't want me to mess up, but they are also enjoying it when I mess up.
It's kind of great. I kind of love it.
Yeah,
It's really great.
Does. It hurts their little feelings when you don't know their name.
Like their faces when I forget.
I know. They're so sad. I have a thing with my 6th graders where if I call someone the wrong name, I owe them a nickel.
Oh, I'd be
clean out your sock drawer.
I would be penniless.
They think it's so great. Like it's been a funny thing. Anyway, so you're saying San Marcos was inspired by Chula Vista, so they've had kind of a similar rollout of the VAPA down there after an absence. I remember you telling me when you were kind of digging through things still and dusting off the ghosts of music teaching past in your school, you found Orff instruments.
I have the best instrumentarium. I will admit that. So my school is turning 60 this year, and there's probably 30 years of instruments. You know, like one bought 1 year, and then 5 years later another one. I have
because they got lost and forgotten.
They got lost and forgotten, and so I have as far as mallet instruments go, like the Orff keyboards, I have 23.
Wow.
Oh,
Can you
my
believe
gosh,
that?
just that we're lurking in your school?
No.
Okay.
There was about 15, and then when
Oh, God.
I know, it's amazing.
Yes. I had to restore a lot of them. And so
Okay.
it was a lot of TLC. Because I'm a percussionist, it was super easy for me, but I can see how if another music teacher came in, it was how overwhelming it would be.
Yeah.
I think the school that I ended up at, I interviewed for 4 schools in one interview. I think it was meant to be because so many things have fallen the way that they're supposed to, especially because I have such a strong percussion background and having I have 22 bonos, you know, it's incredible. So I can easily double up because my 4th and 5th graders are 30 or above depending on the time of the year and all that. So it's great because I can just put them in an arc and then 2 kids are on it. And the same with we do drum circles a lot. So, and I always tell my teachers, like, if you just have a kid that needs to come and hit a drum, just send them over. It's okay. You know, sometimes that's what a kid needs. Just bang on some tubanos and you'll feel better. So I have a really interesting...
Same goes for teachers?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. No, I have teachers come play the bass bars after
They
bad
should.
day.
Oh, yes. I do have bass bars. They were lurking and...
Shut up. You had bass bars?
Yes, they're ancient.
What?
They're ancient. They're, I want to say they're old Studio 49s with the original
Studio 49s
logo.
go forever.
Dude.
Yeah, they're super... I was really
Orff was
blessed.
strong in San Diego before it died. It makes me sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a ton of instruments, which is really good because there's enough for the kids to not feel desperate where they don't want to share. So I know that I've observed other teachers who have 4 kids on an instrument and, you know, they're so desperate to play it. They won't switch. They sneak. And I'm really grateful to not have that as another, you know, one more thing to worry about as you're trying to assess and lead and make sure that kid's, you know, not throwing the mallets.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it's really great.
That's a really amazing position to be in.
Yeah, what an amazing thing that your grandmother was an Orff teacher. And then you get this job and you discover this instrumentorium that has been lurking in storage closets for 15 years unused. Okay, tell me how you ended up in Orff levels with us, because Chula Vista decided to bring levels down, pay for it for their teachers, and say we are reestablishing this way of teaching for our district. How did we hook you in from level 1?
I was going to say, because we had you from level 1.
From level 1, yeah. You've been in our cohort.
So I did my student teaching at a middle school. I taught middle school band, and I will just be honest, I had no desire to teach middle school. It was a really great experience for me because I learned so much about myself as a teacher, and I was able to say, I've done middle school and that's enough for me. I don't have any desire to teach band or orchestra. I had a wonderful teacher. I was in Poway Unified, which is a very strong secondary district.
Definitely,
And so that was great, and I was really contemplating, like, do I want to teach high school marching band? Do I want to teach middle school? I know elementary's a thing. I had gone to a couple workshops. I actually saw Rob when he was here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Rob Amchen?
Yeah, so I don't know how many years ago that was. That was one of my first workshops.
That was pre our level 1,
Okay.
I think, yeah.
So,
or was it post?
Maybe in between
before.
1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
When we brought him in.
I strongly remember him.
had that
Yeah.
workshop at Hillside.
Pretty
Okay.
unforgettable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the legend.
Thank you, Rob.
It's like our 10th episode where we fangirl over Rob Amchen.
You know what? Give credit where credit is due.
Seriously.
Let's just start a Rob Amchen fan club here.
Yeah,
We should put his face on a
Send him
shirt.
love.
I love
We love
shirts,
Rob.
so I'm
Okay.
always about like having custom shirts.
There you go.
Wait till you see what I'm wearing tomorrow to our chapter.
Oh, I can't wait. We have
meeting.
David Frago leading tomorrow.
I'm so
It's gonna
excited.
be
I can't
amazing.
make it tomorrow.
Oh, it's gonna be
We're
great.
gonna miss you.
birthday.
So you came in.
So I came in. I'm doing my student teaching, and I'm realizing I really want to do elementary, and I don't really have a ton of opportunities to build myself because I knew I wanted to apply for jobs. I actually ended up halfway through my student teaching getting hired, but then not being able to take it because of the way that credentialing works. And so I was like, oh, okay, I know enough to get a job with never teaching elementary. But I want to do more. And so I was probably on the Kodai website and the AOSA website once a week, if not more. And I remember it was in October, and someone told me, and I know this isn't true, that you have to be an AOSA member to take levels. And I was like, that's it. I'm not missing out on levels. I heard that they were coming, and it wasn't sure. So I was like, I know there's some in LA. I can go to, like, I'll go wherever. I just want to take level 1. And it just so happened that when I paid for my membership, I did the 3-year membership because I was like, so sure that I was going to be an elementary music teacher. That not too long after that, the levels were announced, and I signed up as soon as I could.
Wow.
And it was something I needed, and I was so grateful for it. And I often think back to that because we were in such a small room, and you know, I went in terrified because I had no idea what to expect. And, you know, I come out with all these friends and people I can talk to about this crazy thing that is elementary music.
It's a real community from all levels, isn't it?
It is.
Knit.
Yeah. And so I had just graduated college when I took level 1, and I didn't have a job yet. And so I remember just feeling very inspired and like, okay, I have the skills to at least get through a year. Like, I could do an interview now. If they want me to teach, I could teach in an interview, you know? I know some things. I could do some echo clapping and movement. Okay, we got this, you know? And so that's how I got hooked in. Yes.
In the shape of a hat.
I do remember in level 1, we were at the xylophones. I think we were doing David's composition for the anniversary video, and it was kind of tough. So we were all at the xylophones, and I was standing next to you, and I was like I was getting all like twisted, and you're like, no, make it T. I'm like, oh. And that is like some gold, some Orff gold right there.
Sasha knows what's up. I identified that at the beginning. You know, you made some comments throughout that level 1 about how insecure you were feeling. You owned it, but my impression of you from day 1 was like, this girl has something really special. Like, you had a spark, and you know how to teach, and you were teaching all of us as we're standing there overwhelmed. Like, I don't remember what these modes mean, guys. Like, what's going on? Dorian, what? Like, it's like
Dorian Gray.
No, it's really interesting because not only do I feel like we're like bonded in our Orff world cohort, but like, in talking about like your district, San Marcos, like I feel like in a way we've been sister districts,
and because yours has grown and ours has grown.
And we don't talk about it very much about like San Diego County as a whole, kind of like as a movement. But when I was doing my student teaching with Lowri and doing my master's, I am still so lucky, and I was lucky. I interviewed Carol Beeson.
Okay.
And she was one of the founders of Fortissimo, which is like kind of analogous to Opus in Chula Vista, but also like forming that bond between like after school music and in school music, and those like kind of fueling each other and advocating for music education. So it's just really cool that you're here and like still friends with all of us, so that we can learn from each other and benefit. And
it's nice too because there's so many different types of educators in Chula Vista. And I love Twitter. I love just being able to watch you guys from afar.
Are you saying you're a Twitter stalker?
Yes.
She's not a stalker. She posts. She posts regularly, and you should follow her.
Yes.
And how do we follow her?
Yes. So we'll
get there at the end.
We kind of book in the district because Chula Vista is really at the bottom of San Diego County, and San Marcos is pretty much the top of San Diego County. So we kind of, we bookend it, and we hopefully it spreads to the middle.
Oh, it's going to. And it, you know what? That's such an interesting observation. San Diego Unified is such a big beast of a district, and they're in an interesting situation where they're trying to rebuild their VAPA programs too. But we had this explosion down in Chula Vista, and it's interesting. It is kind of radiating all the way around the county. So South Bay has been watching and following suit. I know they're trying to roll out a lot of things. I know Oceanside District has really been doing a lot of things. San Marcos has, and so I have a lot of hope as it continues to spread and bleed in that we'll just continue to find more teachers.
We made a friend from Vista at a workshop.
There is Vista. They have a new superintendent who is all about the arts, and they're trying to roll out. I think they have 16 elementaries over the next 5 years to have music teachers at all of those. So it's really awesome.
It's spreading.
It's I think too, a lot of districts and teachers are looking, okay, does this work here? Can it work in my demographic? Is someone willing to pay me to do this? Is it going to be, am I going to be a credentialed teacher? Am I going to be a PTO funded thing? And I think, having programs that are functioning makes such a difference.
Absolutely.
You can't not do it.
Yeah.
You have all these tools to do it, so why wouldn't you?
Right. Well, once you have the data that says that this increases student achievement and parent engagement, then everyone's like, yeah, I'm in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The California Alliance for Arts Education just released an article yesterday that was amazing to read, and they talk about some of their research where they have found that students in low socioeconomic circumstances are less than 50% as likely as children from wealthy backgrounds to receive arts education. So it's extremely inequitable, and that is not okay in California. So they're out to promote a lot of places that are seeing change, and they promoted a documentary that was made down in Chula Vista called Something's Happening in Chula Vista, outlining a lot of work that we're doing. But they also talked about some little pockets all throughout California. So things are moving and shaking in San Diego and just throughout California, and I think people are taking notice, so it's exciting.
It is
to be part of that puzzle.
And when you look at other regions of the United States, Orff is such a big part of their elementary education. I have friends who have come here and they're like, well, what do you mean you didn't have you started music in 4th grade, you started band in 4th grade? They don't understand because they have been playing their entire lives. And it's kind of an injustice.
Oh, it's totally. Yeah. Every child deserves a chance to learn through singing and playing. And
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see what grows out of your program.
Yes, I'm really excited. I just want it to be, I just want to give everything to my students, but I am also trying to learn the power of no, and I can't put on a performance and, in a day or whatever it may be. But I'm trying to not overexert myself, but I'm just want to do everything for my students.
Yeah. Do you have something that you want to share from your classroom? Like it could be like a favorite success story or just a funny story or,
well, so I'll talk about the dance, Sasha.
Oh,
so,
boy.
That is my first name.
This is a good story.
My first name is Sasha, and the first year and last year, so the last 2 years, I've taught it at the end of the year as kind of a reward because it's
the Sasha dance.
It's such a fun dance, and I want them to control their bodies before they do it. I'm in a tiny portable, and all of my instruments are on high shelves, and so I have found that children don't always look and they hit them a lot. And so, once they have their spatial awareness, and then Sasha, I did it first and second grade my first year, and then the second year the third graders wanted to do it, and then last year the fourth graders who were they beg for it, so that's fine. So my first year, I said, this is a dance called Sasha. Sasha's a Russian name, and in Russia it's a boy's name, but here it's a girl's name. And one student raises their hand and goes, "What kind of name is Sasha?" I'm like, okay. My name. And so I didn't say anything, and I just asked, why do you think that's a strange name? Like,
let them dig a hole.
Oh, they dug a hole. And so basically they're like, that's a weird name. I would never name my daughter Sasha. That just sounds, I've never heard of it. That's just so bizarre. And at the end of the lesson, they have a report card that goes back. So we're filling out the report card and, oh, we did the dance, Sasha. So I write that down and I finished writing and I look up at them and I said, do you know my first name? And some kids were like, oh, your first name is Sasha. Oh no. And they're kind of looking around nervous and, their hands start shooting up. You know what? I changed my mind. I think Sasha's a really cool name. I want to name my daughter Sasha. So that was kind of, it was my first time really like having kids be so honest. And you're like, oh, it's about my name. Okay.
Yeah, but you got to say what you told them after that.
Okay. So
it's the best Sasha quote ever.
So then, later, I knew this was going to happen. So for the rest of the week, the kids are like, oh, what kind of name is that? It's a very, I come from it's a population that doesn't have that name. I've actually never met another Sasha that's a person. I've met a lot of Sashas who are dogs and cats, they're like characters in movies. That new Ali Wong movie, her name is Sasha. So I was like, yeah, Ali Wong. You have my name. So,
well, if it helps to know, I taught a Sasha last year.
I have a Sasha.
And she was adorable.
Oh, good. Just goes with the name. So then, like, by the end of the week, they're, like, fashioning my name. And so I was just kind of thinking to myself, dance for me, puppets. Because I totally egged them on. And, it's kind of like, I'm still in charge here. You dug yourself into that hole because I let you.
Dance for me, puppets. And there is Sasha's brain. And this is why we like her. Yes. Thank you, Sasha.
You're welcome.
It's delightful. Okay, I have a spiccato.
Okay.
Take, receive.
So,
friends, I pulled out a small pumpkin.
I love pumpkins.
I do too.
I have purchased so many already. Trader Joe's. So
They're like 80 cents.
I would use this in my classroom as a passing token. Okay. So we would do a passing game, and then whoever gets the pumpkin is the person. Maybe they're the one who chases the circle, or they're the person who goes outside and they have to guess who something happens. And because it's so cool, I'm sure the kids would like that. If I had beanbags and then a pumpkin.
Very cute. Pass it around. Do you have a game or a song that you would do it with?
I don't know. Probably a Halloween song.
Okay.
I'd have to think of one that's...
Isn't there one about a pumpkin patch?
Yeah, it's like five little pumpkins sitting on a fence. One something.
Zoe has an idea.
Oh my gosh, I've been doing this week. Pumpkin stew, pumpkin stew. What shall we put in our pumpkin stew?
Bugs and rugs.
Bugs and rugs.
That's what we'll put in our pumpkin stew. Flies and eyes.
Yes.
So you come up with stuff and then they have to rhyme it.
Oh, and then
it's really
the
cute.
favorite part in my class, at least, is chop, chop, chop. Drop, drop, drop. We do it with rhythm sticks. Stir it up, and sip, sip, sop. It's
okay. I need that.
Thank you, Dave.
It's in your level 1 book.
Is it really?
It is.
Did we do it in level 1?
We didn't do it in level 1. That was a nice little Easter egg to find later.
It's
I love
fun
it.
one.
Thanks, Dave. I'm sorry I didn't read that thoroughly.
What do you think?
I'm trying to think of the song I know about a pumpkin patch.
Pumpkin, round and fat, turn into a jack-o'-lantern just like that. That one?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to my Friday night brain. It doesn't work.
It's okay. It's Friday the 13th.
Yes, it is.
We gave everything we had today, guys.
Really did.
And when you pulled that up, that was the first thing that occurred to me was a passing game with a pumpkin song that I couldn't think the name of.
Passing game. That's my 7-year-old.
That's the child.
Yeah.
There's a child in this house who doesn't want to go to bed.
Yep, it's true.
We'll turn him into the pumpkin patch.
We will. Yeah, something like that. So there is a delightful Splat the Cat book. Splat the Cat and the Giant Pumpkin. I think it's something like that. We will find it. We will link to it.
Tag it, yes.
And he has to find the perfect pumpkin. And he goes to the pumpkin patch with his little friend, the mouse, and they find he needs a pumpkin that's big and round and orange. And he finds a variety of pumpkins that are two of those things, but not the third, or and so on. And so we've turned it into a movement story over the years. So I bring in 3 pumpkins that are different wonky shapes, and I love getting warty pumpkin.
Two of them are wrong and one of them's right.
That's right. Yeah, I love the fairy tale pumpkins. That's what they're called. The Trader Joe's ones that are like, they look like they're out of a fairy tale. They have warts, or they're green, or they're kind of dusty looking. So we make a little pumpkin patch in the middle, and then everybody has to make different pumpkin shapes with their bodies.
Brilliant.
It's awesome.
Oh, I love it.
It's lovely. And then we do the pumpkin round and fat.
I love it.
I'm happy to share.
That's so cute.
All right, so we'll link to Splat the cat. Good work, guys.
I admire your pumpkin knowledge.
Thanks. I do love this time. I love this time of year.
It's a fun time of year.
Yes.
In keeping with the Halloween-y kind of a theme, we have a round of the week. Round of the week. This is the old woman from Pride. Shall we?
We should.
All right.
If I can remember the words.
Shall we?
There was an old woman from Pride, ate too many apples and died. The apples fermented inside, the fermented made cider inside her, inside. There was an old woman from Pride. There was an old woman from Pride. Ate too many apples and died. The apples fermented inside. The fermented made cider inside her, inside. It's delightful.
It is
so
a good
dark.
round. It's just the way we sing it.
I think it kind of makes it creepier when you're like,
But it is Friday the 13th.
It is. It's so
we should just all pick our own key. That's super spooky.
Everybody pick a different mode.
That's what my students do.
Yeah, right. There you go.
I choose Doris.
So I recommend this for pre-K.
Yeah, I'll do it with my preschoolers next
I'm
week.
pretty sure it's Phrygian.
Phrygian.
But let's ask we'd have to ask David Thaxton.
Okay, we'll ask David Thaxton, but not right now. Okay. Sasha, where can we find you on Twitter?
You can find me at Miss Stone Music, MSSTONE Music on Twitter. I also recently started an Instagram, which is the same handle.
Cute.
Nice.
Yes.
Miss Stone on Instagram.
Miss Stone on Instagram.
She shares really cool stuff from her
Thank
classroom,
you.
so you should check it out. You can find me, Crystal Pridmore, at Finny Vappa or at Mrs. Pridmore.
You can find me at Wolf Canyon Music.
I'm at Ms. Kumagai.
All right, guys, take care. Good luck out there this Halloween-y month.
Have fun.
The Chaotic Harmony podcast is a joint project between Crystal Pridmore, Jonathan Seligman, Zoe Kumagai, and Marc Keehmer. You can find us online at chaoticharmonyclassroom.com. You can email us at chaoticharmonyclassroom@gmail.com and let us know what you think. Give us feedback about what you would like to hear in future episodes. We're on all the socials. Find us on facebook.com/chaoticharmonyclassroom. You can find us on Twitter at @CHClassroom, Instagram at Chaotic Harmony Classroom, and you can even find our episodes on YouTube. Chaotic Harmony is the name of our channel. Special thanks to Brian Pridmore for his help with production and equipment. www.pridmoria.com.
I did that yesterday with my 3rd grade kids because it was Apex Day and they were on drugs. So what mode is it in again?
Oh, Sasha, what mode is
I don't know. I got through level 3 by guessing.
Is it Mixolydian?
You figure it out.
Me figure it out.
I'm so sorry, Cindy.
David, what mode is this
I'm
in?
cutting this whole thing out.